Afghanistan have got their breakthrough. India, 7 for 1. That just went between bat and pad, didn't it?
Well, I thought it went outside the outside edge. I thought it was the other one that goes away from the right-hander.
You're right.
And it just hit the top of off. Side the outside edge. I thought it was the other one that goes away from the right-hander.
You're right.
And it just hit the top of off.
Has this ball that sort of is almost like a gentle away swinger.
Correct.
And that was what.
And why is it this noise?
Well, I can't imagine, Alex Stewart. I cannot imagine, but for some reason, someone's walked out. Mujib has this ball that sort of is almost like a gentle away swinger.
Correct.
And that.
played it with soft hand. The keeper has dived full length. Didn't quite get to it. They slipped. They've just got the sole slip, and he was stood more at second slip than first slip. If he'd been at first slip, just found the outside edge. Paul played it with soft hand. The keeper has dived full length. Didn't quite get to it. They slipped. They've just got the
off spin, is he?
various
A good start for him. Took the 1 wicket, gone for just the 6 runs, and he will continue from the Bowler comes up from long on to field, jogs through for a single. Ball, another tight over, just 2 from it, 7 gone, 20 for 1. Rahul 17 and Kohli on the pitch comes Rahul, and not necessarily with a great deal of confidence or authority, and just scratches the ball up to mid-off, and it's another dot ball, another tight over, just 2 from it, 7 gone, 20 for 1. Rahul 17 and Kohli on 2.
Well, a brilliant start from Afghanistan. I've been very, very impressed with them, led by Mujib. He's now bowled his bowling the ball. He's almost playing it that little bit late and a little bit tentatively.
Indeed, yeah. Cautious and careful start by India. Too dissimilar to where they started their innings against Australia a few weeks ago.
Controlling the ball. He's almost playing it that little bit late and a little bit tentatively.
Indeed, yeah. Cautious and careful start by India. Too dissimilar to where they started their innings against Australia a few weeks ago. To 4. The rope to field as well, and by the time that's happened, Kohli's come back and added a couple to his total, so he moves up to 4, 22 for 1.
It has been a safe start by India, obviously losing that early wicket.
Mujib for just a 1. Beautiful delivery that bamboozled the batsman, I think, playing down the wrong line. Huge cheers by the India supporters as Kohli moves to 9, and India are 28 for 1 in the 8th.
Again, just shows the class of the man. Because, yep, it wasn't a good ball, but so many people, when the ball is just drifting down the leg side, their head can fall across to the offside and they miss it altogether. It hits them on.
And by huge cheers by the India supporters as Kohli moves to 9, and India are 28 for 1 in the 8th.
Again, just shows the class of the man. Because, yep, it wasn't a good ball, but so many people, when the ball is just drifting down the leg side, their head can fall across to the offside and they miss it altogether. It hits them on the pad, they get a.
Kohli looks in fine fettle early on. He's moved to 13. India 32 for 1.
Again, classy shot.
On, he's moved.
Wasn't a bad.
Oh, another comeback for 2. Wasn't picked up particularly cleanly. No,
bit of a fumble out at deep square leg there, and again alert running by Virat Kohli.
in that doesn't always quite know at what tempo to bat in 50 over cricket. I don't know what your thoughts are there. Particularly over the last couple of years, opening the batting with Chris Gale for Kings 11 Punjab, yes. And even back when he was at RCB as well. He plays some special innings, doesn't he? And it seems to me, from an outsider's, looking in, that doesn't always quite know at what tempo to bat in 50 over cricket. I don't know what your thoughts are. There.
Very true. I mean, big drives early on. I remember in the tests against England. Also, he didn't really do justice to his potential till that last inconsequential test at the Oval. Eased down towards short third man for a single by Rahul there, 64 for 1. Third man for a single by Rahul there, 64 for 1. 14 overs have now been completed.
He seems to be a favourite, particularly of MS Dhoni, doesn't he, Jadav? I thought Pants in the squad. I'd love to see him bat, because on a flat wicket that it is here today, you could see some fireworks.
That's the challenge, isn't it? When they go, it'll happen somewhere in the tournament. 2 for 20.
Sure. Came into the side. I thought maybe they could. Came into the side. I thought maybe they could. Came into the side. I thought maybe they could. Bring him in for Kedar Jadav. I know he seems to be a favourite, particularly of MS Dhoni, doesn't he, Jadav? I thought Pants in the squad. I'd love to see him bat, because on a flat wicket that it is here today, you could see some fireworks from that.
That's the challenge, isn't it, for India? That when they get, and I'm sure it'll happen somewhere in the tournament, 2 for 20.
Sure.
Who do you want it now? And reverse sweep in the air. He's going to be caught. Yes, he is. Poor choice of shot, and KL Rahul once again promising a lot, under-delivering, and Afghanistan are delighted, because that really was a gift of a wicket as India lose KL Rahul attempting the reverse sweep. Here's Nabi in to bowl now, and reverse sweep in the air. He's going to be caught. Yes, he is. Poor choice of shot, and KL Rahul once again promising a lot, under-delivering, and Afghanistan are delighted, because that really was a gift of a wicket as India lose KL Rahul attempting the reverse sweep. Was nowhere in a position
out in front of him, and he tried to drag it and scoop it round, but only could get a top edge, and that ball, the fielder barely had to move, did he, as it looped to him just in front of him.
Absolutely, and this is a tremendous opportunity now for Vijay Shankar, because there was a lot of controversy.
The reverse sweep, he was committed to playing the shot, but it was really far out in front of him, and he tried to drag it and scoop it round, but only could get a top edge, and that ball, the fielder barely had to move, did he, as it looped to him just in front of him.
Absolutely, and this is a tremendous opportunity now for Vijay Shankar, because there was a lot of controversy, as we all know. He is just
no fear, very confident man,
and he plays the game. He reads the game. He plays the situation. But like you said, there is he has the captain's confidence. Does Vijay Shankar? Very, very talented. We haven't seen a lot of him. He actually burst on the scene in practice the other day by a Bumrah Yorker. Now he bowls first ball. Nice stride forward, thick outside edge. And just as well that they had him in the squad for that Pakistan game with the injury to Bhuvi.
Came in straight away, didn't he?
And that's brought Vijay Shankar, who'd been hit on the toe in practice the other day by a Bumrah Yorker. Now he bowls first ball. Nice stride forward, thick outside edge. And just as well that they had him in that Pakistan game with the injury to Bhuvi.
Came in straight away, didn't he?
Very handy and picked
disappointed with himself as he walks off the field, slams his bat into his pad. He's got to go.
"15 overs have now been bowled. Vijay Shankar is 1. Virat Kohli is on 32. The two openers have both been dismissed. Last man to go was KL Rahul, who was caught by Hazratullah at short third, attempting a reverse sweep, and Nabi had picking up that wicket. So Nabi and Mujib both have a wicket each.
15 overs. Start of a new over, and the first delivery is pulled ferociously down to deep backward square leg, a slip by the fielder. There's too many alarms. One more run for total. 67. Because it's been an unusual start, hasn't it? 66 for 2, 15 overs. Start of a slower ball. I think it didn't quite come off. 70 for 2. That's it. On that subject, someone else?
I mean, Kane Williamson, he's the general, he's the master, just coordinating everything.
You're right.
Yeah.
To go on top of that, his task would have been doubly difficult, wouldn't it? The Gulbadine is in again, wide outside the off stump, given as a wide. Attempted slower ball. I think it didn't quite come off. 70 for 2. That's it. On that subject, someone else did that yesterday. Come through for a single. It means that he will keep strike at the end of the 16th over India. 71 for 2. The sound is deafening and wonderful. Kohli has 34, Shankar has 3, and a Mexican wave is now going round the ground. There are those that care for it and those that don't. I'm strangely bored. Up on his toes goes Shankar, plays it to short square leg. Now come through for a single. It means that he will keep strike at the end of the 16th over India. 71 for 2. The sound is deafening and wonderful. Kohli has 34, Shankar has 3, and a Mexican wave is now going round the ground. There are those that care for it and those that don't. I'm strangely neutral on it. It's clipped up to log on. It's extraordinary.
It's brilliant, isn't it? But it seems to be coming into the description.
I'm 50 now. I suppose that's what it is. I'm not fussed by coriander either way. I don't really mind Mexican waves. Nabi Bowles is clipped up to log on, where Najibullah will do the fielding. They come through for another easy single. The sound is extraordinary.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. Seems to be coming into the description.
I'm 50 now. I suppose that's what it is. I'm not fussed by coriander either way. I don't really mind Mexican waves. Nabi Bowles is clipped up to log on, where Najibullah will do the fielding. They come through for another easy single. The sound is extraordinary. There's no run, or like a murmuration of starlings.
Yes, so it's the reaction to the person next to you, and it's just almost this known way to behave, and it just flows on.
Now in forward comes Kohli again. Can't beat short mid.
All know how to move as one. That's like a crowd in India.
That's genius. In again, it's clipped away to short mid wicket. There's no run, or like a murmuration of starlings. Off strike. Kohli is off strike, moves to 35.
Bad at the moment, just a little shimmy in the seat, so it's basically a fitness session while we're commentating.
Good for your glutes.
Yes, this is it. Switch on the core as we slide from one side to the other.
Are you okay there? Because you've got a big pillar right in the middle.
It's not too bad at the moment. Chance to listen to
to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
these are amazing. We'll tell you all about them in a moment. We don't have our scorer with us today because the World Cup takes us to all far-flung parts.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you
The over is
in
completed, another tidy one for Afghanistan. India are not running away as expected. Indeed, they're 75 for 2 after 18 overs. Kohli has 36 from 33. Shankar 5 from 12. Drinks have been bounced to the keeper. It's going to be called wide. It's not. The over is completed, another tidy one for Afghanistan. India are not running away as expected. Indeed, they're 75 for 2 after 18 overs. Kohli has 36 from 33. Shankar 5 from 12. Drinks are being brought out. So a chance to tell you more about this one.
So there's a work about that.
Even the tiny detail. A chance to tell you more about this one.
So there's a work about that.
Even the tiny detail.
In here.
No.
The names of the players. So Rohit Sharma, but in capitals Sharma, meaning that's what you call the player. So Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes.
Kuldeep is in capitals. So it's an indication that you go with that as the one name.
Isn't that wonderful? And also, unfortunately for Afghanistan, he's just decided to put them all want, really.
Here's another little minor detail. Sorry to jump in here.
No.
The names of the players. So Rohit Sharma, but in capitals Sharma, meaning that's what you call the player. So Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes.
Kuldeep is in capitals. So it's an indication that you go with that as the one name.
Isn't that wonderful? And also, unfortunately for Afghanistan, he's just decided to put them all in capitals. So.
We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
But do you get the sense the pitch is a little bit grabby, a bit awkward? Well, you saw that yesterday, that pitch has looked head and shoulders above everybody else on this pitch. I don't know whether, do you get the sense the pitch is a little bit grabby, a bit awkward? Well, you saw that yesterday, that pitch at Headingley. We found it difficult to gauge what was a good score. It turned out that 233 actually was quite a good score.
That's it. And players out in the middle have to judge that pretty quickly. I thought that's why Kane Williamson's 100 the other day was
for a while.
Well, it's different, isn't it? Because as an Australian, you would never, even at club cricket, you weren't allowed to sit down on the ground and have a drink.
You weren't?
No, you got to stand because it's.
I'd cross. People are travelling hither and yon, here and there, and they go through a lot of matches in a short space of time, so they'll pick up niggles. We've seen players starting to, teams, there's a certain attrition rate, isn't there, in the World Cup? We've seen Jason Roy, of course, his hamstring and back spasm for Owen Morgan, but it's another thing about this tournament is that it is long, and people are travelling hither and yon, here and there, and they go through a lot of matches in a short space of time, so they'll pick up niggles. We've seen players starting to, teams, there's a certain attrition rate, isn't there, that happens in a World Cup. We've seen Jason Roy, of course, his hamstring and back spasm for Owen Morgan, but Shikhar Dhawan out of...
Stretch your body out a little bit.
Well, see, that would irritate me. I hate it when people get up on the bus. I just want want absolute calm and relaxation. I just want to read my book.
Right.
Nabby's in, start of a new over after drinks, clipped away down to long on. Najib
Saying right on the bus that you've got to get up every 20 minutes and just stretch your body out a little bit.
Obviously that would irritate me. I hate it when people get up on the bus. I want absolute calm and relaxation. I just want to read my book.
Right.
Nabby's in, start of a new over after drinks, clipped away down to long on. Najibullah will do the fielding. I find it very irritating when people forever go. No run.
Well, I've got a 7-hour trip to Durham in a couple of days' time, so can I borrow one of your spares?
I probably do have one, actually. Yeah, you've got to make sure it's with the right company. Forward comes Janka and plays this up to Kohli, I beg your pardon, up to Najibullah at long on. One more to the total. 79.
And their own key performance indicators for this game. This is a key moment for me, is where
You'd imagine they'll start opening their shoulders, but not yet. There's a little bit of time to
consolidate.
And
I think this is where Gulbadin will be saying to his players that this is probably times in the past where we've just let teams back in a little bit. This is our big challenge when we're talking about processes and their own key performance indicators for this game. This is a key moment for me, is where they just extend this.
Now, I mean, we're going to find out. It was an extraordinary hammering he took from Owen Morgan, but it was an extraordinary innings from Owen Morgan. Those things don't happen. But look, 17 sixes has never happened in a list day game, one-day game, T20 game. So we witness. That's it. Rashid Khan is on.
Stage left.
Exactly. Now, I mean, we're going to find out. It was an extraordinary hammering he took from Owen Morgan, but it was an extraordinary innings from Owen Morgan. Those things don't happen. But look, 17 sixes has never happened in a list day game, one-day game, T20 game. So we witnessed history. 83 for 2, not a great start.
So Rashid Khan is standing at the top of his mark. He's like, right, wonderfully driven ball. The timing just superb, right across the grass. My last game, I went for 110. Owen Morgan, big six-hitter. Kohli's not, but you could sense that Kohli wanted to make a statement too. That was a beautifully driven ball. The timing just superb, right across the grass.
Kohli has hit his first, Rashid Khan's first ball, quite spectacularly and brilliantly along the floor for 4, 83 for 2. Not a great start.
So Rashid Khan is standing at the top of his mark. He's like, right, my last game, I went for 110. Owen Morgan, big six-hitter. Kohli's not, but you could sense that Kohli wanted to make a statement too. That was a beautifully driven ball. The timing just superb, right across the grass for a 4.
Tenderised.
Throws coming in, yeah.
Here's Rashid into Shankar, goes back into his crease. There's a big appeal for LBW. If hasn't got an edge on that, this is going to be close. Umpire says no. There is a general conclave. The timer, DRS timer's counting down. We're at
4 times the other day against Australia.
He was being tenderised.
Throws coming in, yeah.
Here's Rashid into Shankar, goes back into his crease. There's a big appeal for LBW. If hasn't got an edge on that, this is going to be close. Umpire says no. there is a general conclave. The timer, DRS timer's counting down. We're at 9. Shorter, flatter, and pulled around the corner by Kohli. He'll pick up one, think of a second, but it's not.
Little bit, it's a harsh. Get himself into the game.
Nabi over the wicket, a little bit flatter, and Kohli goes back and just nudges into the offside. me it's untrue. He's a magnificent batsman. He's everything you'd want to be. Can I be Virat Kohli when I grow up? Got a flaw. Calm balls again. That's punched out to wide long on, and he wants to come back for a second. And throw comes in towards the bowler's end. Decent pick. She calm balls to Kohli. Kohli drives to long on and gets through for one. And that's a 50 for Virat Kohli off 48 deliveries. And he greets it with a little raise of the bat towards his teammates. And the flags now waving back and forth from the Indian supporters. His flag down tools.
This is it.
It's not fair. Rashid Khan balls to Kohli. Kohli drives to long on and gets through for one. And that's a 50 for Virat Kohli off 48 deliveries. And he greets it with a little raise of the bat towards his team. Teammates, and the flags now waving back and forth from the Indian supporters. His flags everywhere. He moves to 12. The score moves on to 96 for 2.
And that's what you love about Virat Kohli, because he created that 2 straight away. He knew off the bat, without even looking at the field, that there was a
throw allows him to add 2 to his total. He moves to 12. The score moves on to 96 for 2.
And that's what you love about Virat Kohli, because he created that 2 straight away. He knew off the bat, without even looking at the field, that there was an opportunity of 2.
Centuries. He's got past 11,000 one-day international runs. Shankar pressing forward into short extra cover. Scamper through. For a single. Kohli alert to that. Shankar moves up to 13. Score moves on to 98 for 2. That's the end of the 22nd over. Just extraordinary figures, aren't they, when you read what Virat Kohli's one-day international.
It must have been 50. It'll just keep going, won't it?
51 centuries. He's got past 11,000 one-day international runs. Shankar pressing forward into short extra cover. Scamper through for a single. Kohli alert to that. Shankar moves up to 13. Score moves on to